Chapter 4, Isaiah's prophecy. They will seal the knowledge. Hello, can I help you? His voice sounded familiar. I asked the man's name, wanting to know if I had gotten the same person at the Institute who had spoken to me before. He answered that it was him. Now I could ask him the question again. We spoke some months ago about ancient Egypt being in the Americas. Do you remember? I remember the conversation. You do? Yes, he replied, sounding annoyed. Sir, you said at the time that there was nothing that could convince you that ancient Egypt had been in the Americas. Have you heard of the PBS documentary, The Cocaine Mummies? Good afternoon, Michael Wall here. The We is Kangz channel. We're doing the book review and study for When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. Here's a book here. You can see it. When Rocks Cry Out. I don't want to get some glare and all that. When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler, a must-read book for everyone. The link to the book will be, under the video. Today is April the 17th, 2017. The time is 12:43 p.m. I am Michael Wall, as I said before. Last video, this is the third video. We're going to just rock and roll until we lose control or whatever, rappers say. Or anyway, we did chapter 3 last video, and we're doing some of chapter 4 this video. And chapter 4, like the whole book is powerful. As I said before, you need to get the book and read it. I don't only read it, I study it. I share it with everybody that I can. It just absolutely, completely changed my life, set me on a whole nother direction and path, or the direction and path I was always supposed to be on, however you want to look at it. There's fate and destiny and things like that, always working. Chapter 4, Isaiah's prophecy, they will seal the knowledge. Powerful, powerful chapter dealing with, Mr. Butler mentions how he contacted the scholars, about the findings, the discoveries in the book that he had found of cities and monuments and people and the places of the Bible in the Americas. Not just the Bible, but ancient history in the Americas, and how the scholars just kind of ignored him. And this is the time when having a vast vocabulary will come in handy, because I could use a bigger and better word than ignore. But they pretended that they didn't hear and acknowledge the information. In this chapter, he brings up a mention of the cocaine mummies, mystery of the cocaine mummies. Well, I'll put the link to the cocaine mummies video on here under the description box, so you can watch that. I watched it many times. Actually, let me see if I can go to it. This is the old Corner in the Bible website. Had a lot of fun with this website, cornerinthebible.com. And it's still up and running, and I'm going to update it regularly. I've been on here doing a lot. I have to replace that video. Corner in the Bible is the greatest troll campaign in internet history. Yeah, a lot of people thought I was trolling with all this stuff. And none of this information is originally of mine. I get all of the inspiration from Horace Butler's book, When Rocks Cry Out, and Horace Butler personally on his Facebook page for years, years. He showed us a lot of things and taught many of us a lot of things. There's a lot of us out there spreading the word. I am just spreading the word this way. And I hope you appreciate and find something of use and value um, with this information. It's not going anywhere. Okay, Mysteries of the Cocaine Mummy. All right, I'm going to put the link for this video at the bottom and watch it. Dr. Balabanova. Hopefully, don't want to brutalize her name and mess it up. All respect to the doctor and what she found for the world. But she found cocaine in the system, the physical body system, hair follicles, and everything in the cells of an Egyptian mummy. And and then from there everything just starts to blow up because people are like, well, how to get there, the doctors must have been doing some cocaine and dropped something that she found in the cells. But the point that I make about that and about the so-called scholars is the doctors, the colleagues of Dr. Balabanova just try to discredit her for telling the truth. So you are up against people like that with this type of information that would try to discredit you for telling the truth. Man, can you believe that? Bunch of liars and hypocrites, frauds, terrible thing. But we are here and we are rocking and rolling with the information. That's what we are gonna do. So mystery of the cocaine mummy is in chapter 4, the mention of that. And Mr. Butler mentions that, they just try to avoid all the information. His friends wouldn't talk to him because of the information he had. And people are scared, or whatever they're scared of. Um, the truth is the truth. So, I got the video that is and the transcript also on this page. So the mystery of the cocaine mummies. I understand why Mr. Butler talked to the scholars or the so-called scholars because they are the learned ones. And he mentions Isaiah, the book of Isaiah in the book where he says, the learned ones is going to try to hide the truth. They're going to try to hide it and say, the learned ones say, the foolish ones or the stupid ones to say, well, I can't understand it. I'm not learned. And the learned ones to say, well, I can't talk about it because it's sealed. This is the book. You got to get it. And we're just covering the chapters right now. We can get in. Hopefully, there will be people out there in the interweb, in the real world, that want to talk about this book and the discoveries inside of it. From this book, and I'm doing a video on the We as Kangz channel about so-called white people. I did that one the other day. So-called white people, they're not really white. They're so-called white, and I've got some documentation to show about that so you can see what is meant by so-called white. And now I'm about to do a follow-up on that they're not even Caucasians. The term Caucasian was superimposed onto so-called white people in the 18th century by Christoph Meiners and Blumenbach. So, in the 1700s, the late 1700s, they took the term Caucasian, put it on so-called white people. All this racism and stuff, we're dealing with the end of racism, and put it on so-called white people and just start causing a whole bunch of mess and foolishness, and it's just almost totally destroyed the world. But we're here to fix it. This is the end of racism. And I'm basing it off of what I learned from When Rocks Cry Out by Horace Butler. This is the end of racism. So we talk about Caucasians and the ancient Caucasus Mountains and all of that. Check it out. The series that I'm working with on the other We as Kangz video, Caucasus Mountains is in South America. Caucasian mountains are in South America, not in what's so-called Europe, the real ones. So, Mr. Butler, you say, well, there's a lot of things that we can uncover. Just test it again, make sure it's correct. So we can't mislead the people. They've already been misled too much. So we're bringing the truth, and it's based off of this book, the most wonderful book that you can ever read. And when you read this, you get the understanding that the Bible is Black history. So you should see me sometime. I'm posted up with my When Rocks Cry Out in my Bible. I got a big Bible with big letters, leather bound, and got red writing for when Christ talked. Man, it's just such a beautiful thing. Now I can read the Bible and know that it was black people. Not because of some racist foolishness, because I'm black. My mama was black. My father was black. My people was black. So we got a good history, and we can all enjoy the history, and we end in racism with the Bible and with the truth and with ancient history. All right, so that's chapter 4. When Rocks Cry Out. Get the book. Let me know something, how y'all doing. And until next time, love each other. Peace.